Hello, this is the 144th Test from the Future, an experimental podcast from the year 2224, which we are sending from our present to yours. My name is Dirk.
And my name is Simon.
And we're putting the past in podcast. Yes, I was looking at you, but I didn't say my name.
Right. I mean, I saw you looking at me, waiting for me to say something, but I'm used to you saying your name first.
It's just, everything is so different. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's 2224. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying everything is so different. Everything is actually normal again.
Right. But after 2 weeks of pitch blackness, no sunlight, very little electricity, such coldness toward the end there as well. Kind of got used to that in a way, and then now it's like how it was before, but it feels so different somehow.
It's apparently still cold outside, but
we're in the inside where it's nice and warm, and the lights are on.
Exactly, the Congo is working. Mm-hmm. I've spent hours in my pod.
Yep.
It was really good to see or hear Mr. Dobalina again.
Of course. I'm still not quite in the mood for beer and crisps.
No.
But, that's coming. I'm sure that will come one day.
I'm sure this will come back, yeah. I'm not in the mood for nuts and mushrooms either.
No.
I've had basically...
all the other foods.
Exactly, all the other
drinks.
foods. A lot of it as well. For the people who didn't listen to the last couple of episodes, that all may make no sense.
And so they should listen to episodes 141 and 142. No, wait.
They could do 43.
I got the numbers mixed up. 142 and 143.
Yeah.
They're the relevant ones.
Exactly, those three. And then we had some excitement going on while we transitioned into the year 2224.
I think we even... At some point we did remember last week that, by the way, it's a new year, but at least at the start of the episode, not just at the start of the episode, because at that point it was already a week into the new year, it had completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, but it's also, a lot of things turn out to be less important when you're cold, dark and hungry.
Indeed.
Then it's certainly less important which month it is.
It is.
Yeah, okay, so, but for further details, back to those episodes, because we're back in our normal routine. And we picked a really fun episode. And this is related to the World's Fair they organized at the UFOPO. And this was 2 days ago. Yeah. So it was...
on Friday,
yeah, exactly. So it was really close to maybe not happening. It was all prepared, and then...
Yeah, luckily a lot of the preparation was done before the celebrations. I mean, the intended celebrations, and even though those celebrations didn't go ahead, especially for New Year's, but then still could have everything in place.
Exactly, and it was also a little bit unclear if the Illuminati were going to come, because they had left Earth the moment it went dark. They actually left before the double eclipse, because on their planet, they live on the bright side of the planet, so they really are keen to being in the light. Yeah. So they already knew, double eclipse, it's going to be dark, we're getting out of here. Yeah. Turns out also that they did get the memo that none of us really understood, because...
About how long the eclipse would last.
We all thought it was going to be 3 minutes. Turns out it was 2 weeks.
It's a bit longer.
Yeah, the media got the information wrong.
Yeah. Maybe a typo somewhere.
Yeah, and we all picked up on it, and apparently they've all been saying, "Hey, you guys got it wrong," but nobody really paid attention. At least I didn't.
Yeah. Right, and then it makes so much more sense that they left. Because for 3 minutes, hey, surely you can hang around for 3 minutes until it gets light again. But they understood, no, it's going to be a bit longer.
Yeah, I also don't understand how we didn't get that information right. Most people apparently did. We all would have planned a little better. We may not have gone to the hill outside of Prague to watch it.
Yeah, no, I would have been fine to watch it on TV or something.
Exactly, and then have everything, all batteries up and running. But we organized the World's Fair at the UFOPO. We're going to say, want to find out more about UFOPO, listen to that episode. Want to find out more about aliens, listen to that episode.
Maybe it will be even nice and put those in the show notes.
Exactly. But the most important thing for the listener right now to know is that there are two alien races. Parsons Illuminati. We encountered them this year, 25 years ago.
I think that was it, yeah. I mean, hence the celebration, hence the World's Fair.
And so the World's Fair is one of the first things for the celebration year. And then this is a big fair that we organize for the aliens to try Earth stuff.
Yeah, like a sampler. I mean, these are things, of course, some of them they'll have come across anyway. They've been here a while, but like basically like a way of showing off. Yeah, like some of the best stuff.
And also, they've been letting us use their technology, and we thought it's only fair for us to share our technology with them. And then we thought, how about not just our technology, but just everything?
Yeah.
And of course, they've been here for 25 years. They've been able to experience some of the stuff, but not so structured and organized.
Yeah. With like booths and people explaining and having like waste demonstrations and so on.
Yeah. So all the UFOPU hubs in the world had all, let's say, a themed focus, although basically every hub had basically everything. And then Illuminati and the aliens, they sent a whole bunch of them, could just try out at each of the 4 hubs around the world, different Earth stuff. And UFOPU employees got to come, which is me. And I got to bring a +1,
which is me.
Which was you. Exactly. So we both got to be there, and it was just fun walking around, seeing all the Illuminati and Parsons actually using our stuff, or most of the time trying to figure out what it was.
Right. Sometimes the person who was there to demonstrate it was away from the booth for a bit, or there were so many people crowded around. Okay, some Parsons or some Illuminati. Well, you don't worry about it. I'll work it out.
And also sometimes not really having the proper answers.
Of course.
There were a few cases where I was there where they kept asking, but why do you have it? And most of the time it's like, I know how it works. Why we really have it, I'm not really sure.
Sure, right. And prepared in that way.
Yeah, that was the thing with hats.
Sure. Like it's clear how it operates.
Yeah.
Put it on your head.
And they had even different kind of hats, like beanies and like cowboy hats.
Yeah, and they'd even made like the appropriate shapes and sizes for the Parsons and Illuminati to try out, like so they could get the full experience.
And then in the end, they kept asking, okay, but why should I put it on? Because it's cold, but that's not a thing for them, because it's bright, it's not a thing for them. And it turns out that most of the stuff that we wear on our hats is for fun.
Sure, yeah.
Just because it looks cool or interesting or...
for style.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always a really tough thing to explain to both of them. That turns out to be a really typical Earth thing.
Sure.
With style. It's like because they...
fashion, I guess is the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Because it was the same thing with shoes.
Right.
They if the shoes have a particular function, how come they all look different?
Right.
Like running shoes.
Yeah, or tap shoes.
It's like they all have so many different colors and even
made of different materials.
And even shapes.
Of course.
If they're all made for running, how come you don't have the perfect running shoe and that's what everybody has?
Right.
That's what they were asking. And I tried to explain to them, but some people like it differently.
Sure. Some people like to wear running shoes, not for running, but just because they're comfortable.
Yeah. It's like they were like, well, we're not, because, we're always talking about the search for intelligent life, right? I always, when dealing with the Parsons or the Illuminati, I always feel we have to justify ourselves that we are part of this group.
Yeah, like sometimes they doubt it a little, especially when hearing about hats and shoes. They're like, you guys seem intelligent, but on the other hand, you have hats and shoes.
Yes, exactly. They don't point it out.
No.
But it's like from the reaction, you go like, you guys are supposed to be intelligent life. So with those cases. But also sometimes, for example, with pistachios. This was not something that we invented.
No, sure.
It's not a taste thing. It's not a fashion thing.
No.
It's just like what's inside here, we want to eat that.
Yeah.
And they could understand that, but they couldn't open them.
Right.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Because
meaning the ones which are already like open a little,
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
need to reach with your fingers and pull them apart.
it's like every Earth person, all the robots, the kids, even the sentient animals, everybody knows how to open up pistachio.
But I understand why the Illuminati would have needed to, but did the Partians not just crunch them whole, like including the shells?
I mean, they did, yeah, but that's not the point.
No, right, of course.
I mean, because
it tastes pretty different with the shell.
True, yeah. But because that's the thing. Okay, what's this? Okay, you put it in your mouth, you open it like this, and then okay, so understood. Okay, that's the point of this whole thing. And then they somehow they could. It's not so hard. You can relatively easily learn it. Small kids can.
Right. Exactly. Small kids maybe don't have the strength to sometimes, but they understand what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly. But they just couldn't figure it out. And it was just like at any point during the day when you passed the pistachio stand, there were always a bunch of mostly Partians sitting around trying to crack this. Kind of like it was like a code, or how what's this called? That check in a box or so that you have.
Check in a box like that. Maybe if they open it, something will spring out.
I know more where you have this on a fair where you have to hit something really hard with a hammer and it shoots up to a bell.
Oh yeah.
What's that called?
I don't know what it's called, but I know the thing you mean. And that's more a thing to test your strength.
Yeah, but that's what it felt like because like normally everybody gathers around, everybody takes turns swinging the hammer. This is what it felt like. Like
right.
Which Partian is going to be the one that's going to crack the first pistachio?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any ever did.
No.
Any particular stands that you remember?
Yeah. Well, so there was Lego.
Yeah.
Obviously dear to my heart. And that was something Partians, Illuminati, they all got behind. So it was clear what was going on. Hey, you can build models of things using these tiny plastic bricks. And they were like, yeah, that's pretty much like something we have called stickle bricks. That's true. They have a thing called stickle bricks. Not really the same, but close enough. So that I was glad that was really straightforward for them.
I think Lego is also universal.
Yeah,
it's like.
But I mean, actually, especially right. Okay, this was obviously a showcase, and they, as part of the showcase, they were actually saying, "Hey, check it out! 25th anniversary of meeting you guys." This is the Lego Corporation talking now. We've made some new sets, specifically, Partian sets, Illuminati sets.
Nice.
Very nice. And so, sure, the Partians, the Illuminati, they appreciated that, having sets made of them.
Are they available already?
No, they're coming out, we're already in January, yeah? But so they're not out yet, they'll be out later this month.
Nice. Are you going to get some?
Of course.
Cool.
Welcome them into my city over there.
Can I come and play?
You can. I forget now, do you enjoy building more or playing more?
Depends on the mood.
Sure. But I'll let you know when I have them.
Cool. I think what I particularly liked, this was at the Tunguska hub. I popped over there for a while because they were doing meetings.
Okay.
And we've had plenty of meetings with the Partians and Illuminati,
right.
but they've always been really tricky. Right? Because I mean, the topic UFOPU, United Federation of Planets organization, right? So it's the organization to set up the organization, and most of the time we're talking about what to call things, because we're talking about aliens, but they're talking about aliens meaning us.
Yeah, right.
And many of those things. But we're meeting with them, but it's just like the Partians most of the time don't care, and the Illuminati most of the times care but don't want to talk about it.
Okay, they're not so communicative.
Exactly. So they're always really tired, but neither of them really understands the necessity of meetings.
Right.
Why can't we just decide to do one thing or the other?
Right. Like early on, they figured it was some custom.
Yeah.
Go along with it, be polite. But by now they're like, okay, we're being polite still, but this really has no purpose.
Exactly. They don't really feel the necessity. They do want to cooperate. They just don't understand why we have meetings about it all the time. Yeah. And like you said, they don't mind it once or twice, but not permanent. And also they're pointing out, how much time you guys spend on meetings? All this time you could do other stuff.
Build Lego models.
Yeah. Exactly, or
practice opening pistachios,
or do the things that you speak about.
Actually, do the thing. Right. Okay.
Instead of
in a work setting, that would make sense. Yeah.
Anyway, so but that's why we had like a meeting, kind of like a meeting demonstration.
Okay, to show what a meeting can be.
Yeah, exactly.
In an ideal scenario.
Exactly. So this is how humans and robots, like basically Earth citizens, meet, and meeting customs, and you have a meeting owner and all of this stuff, and then they could ask questions and so on. It was kind of like a bit like being in a zoo, but then see people meet.
Yeah.
Different kind of meeting types, virtual, real.
Sure.
That was pretty cool. I even joined one of the meetings.
I took part.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I mean, it was like a bogus meeting, so it was just
following the form.
Exactly. We were discussing coming up with a new Apple species.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just have to agree on a name and so on. So it was actually a nice workshop.
Yeah. I liked. I also saw this waveball demonstration.
Ah, yeah.
That was not really. So there was a small booth off to the side, but then there was also a teleporter where you could go through, and then you would be at the actual arena. There was a game going on.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, cool. It was like it was like you're saying with the meeting, like a demonstration game.
Okay.
It was a bit clearer what was going on. They even had microphones hooked up, so you could, I've said before, in real games you don't hear what the players are saying, like what are they whispering to this wave ball to convince it to help them out. But in this example game, it mics them up so that, everyone, partial to Illuminati, but hey, myself too, could actually hear the kinds of thing they say. And saying that, they were totally keeping it clean, Like they weren't really maybe saying all of the things that they say in a live game, at least not the ones I've taken part in.
Yeah, I can imagine if everybody hears what you're saying, you're definitely going to watch your words.
Exactly.
Was it a full game, like with 4 teams and everything?
Yeah, full game like that. Just meaning it wasn't part of any, championship or anything.
Okay.
But that was really nice.
Did they have any famous players or just...
Some retired ones, but
okay.
no active ones.
Okay. Cool. Did you feel like an urge to join in? Or
I was so full from all the food I've been eating the last week. I'm really not in shape for it.
I can imagine, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so but, I like it. They had a few of those where they had like a demonstration set in the hub, and then like a portal, for example, to like a bigger place where you could basically go in. There was the thing with the treadmills.
Okay.
Because I mean,
there were some smaller ones there, of course.
Exactly, but of course they take up space, and then they make noise. So they had and I went through there, and this was very popular with both Illuminati and the Partians, not in particular to work on their condition, but they had incredible amounts of fun.
Okay, yeah, like playing on them, basically.
Exactly, and what they liked the most was if one of the other races was on a treadmill, to then just change the dial.
Okay, make it either much slower or much faster, but
exactly, or make it go the other way around, and then and they loved all getting on the conveyor belt at the same time, or basically getting on it and then trying to catapult yourself away from it, and or putting it upside down, putting it against the wall, and then putting one treadmill on top of the other, and oh man, they were making
got a little bit chaotic. It sounds like
I mean, I don't think they became any healthier, but they had incredible amounts of fun. And then, at least, I ran into Willow there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying this was one of the best things that we invented. Yeah,
cool.
I mean, because of the fun.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I don't think he actually understood what it was for. But
but it was so enjoyable.
Exactly, they had so much fun. They were constantly laughing. It was a really loud hall. Yeah, so that was, and I didn't explain Willow what we are using him for.
No, sure.
If you go to
I mean, it's also can be fun for people.
It's true, but if you go to a hall with treadmills and these are all humans in there, there's not so much laughing going on.
Not so much, more just running on spot, exercising.
Exactly.
I mean, on the subject of fun, I don't know if this was intentional. On the organizers' part, but there was 2 booths next to each other, which combined for a lot of fun. There was the paint booth and the water guns booth.
They were
right next to each other. And so at some point I noticed some Partians, they'd got the water guns and filled them with paint, and then they were having paint gun games. And it got very messy, but okay, they were also enjoying it a whole lot.
Oh, cool.
And at some point they were splitting off into teams, because they used the different colours of paints to say, okay, we're the green team, we're the yellow team, and then that kind of thing.
I didn't see that at all. That must have been...
it was a big World's Fair, like you said, over many, not all in one building, spread all over the globe.
Oh, cool. I would have... Okay. I think I'm going to check the cams to see if I can catch anything
of course.
That was recorded.
Yeah, any highlights?
I'm thinking now... There was one thing that drums. Interesting enough, like all of the music instruments that we have, they really like our music. Both Illuminati, I think we mentioned Chuck Berry before. It's their universal favorite of both of them. But they don't understand why we have drums.
Right, somehow it's like they don't consider it music.
Yeah, it's like even with a bass guitar or I don't know, trumpet or anything, there's they can hear why is this instrument there? What does it add to the music? But not with drums.
Yeah.
And there was this really, really, how do you call it? Passionate drummer that was really showing off his skills and then arguing at first discussing and then actually arguing with the Parsians, trying to desperately explain why this is the central musical instrument in
for
any
keeping
band.
rhythm. It's pretty important.
Exactly, but they didn't understand that. It's like as if they have some internal rhythm that's there anyway.
Okay, so they didn't. There was no. They didn't see the value of part of the band, of the music creating setup. Why do you need one specifically devoted to keeping rhythm?
To be honest, I think especially in the case of Illuminati, maybe they just didn't hear it.
Could have been that.
It's why is this guy hitting stuff?
Yeah.
And you don't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other things that?
I think just one last thing. The slides.
Okay. They were.
They had huge water slides there.
At least in the, I saw them in the spa hub.
Yep.
Okay.
I just enjoyed it. So I'm mentioning it just because I enjoyed going on that myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone did, But.
I think so. Yeah. I think also for most of the non-alien people participating, it's I'm gonna check out this Earth technology water slides.
Exactly, and I've not been on one in quite a few decades, so actually that's also why it was so fun.
Cool. Okay, I think
anything else or
no? Those are the. For me,
we'll check the cams. There's probably lots of stuff we missed, but at least those are the ones we saw.
For me, the treadmills were definitely the highlight.
Yeah.
I think for them as well. So
yeah.
I wonder if we ever will make it to their planets because that might just happen at some point. They're going to be building all kinds of treadmills everywhere. I'm sure. If this, it's probably the first technology that we'll see over there.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
and some jukeboxes playing Chuck Berry
as well. Yeah, but those they'll have had for longer. But yeah. We'll get to see the two combined.
Okay. So we had a pretty big backlog of listener questions.
We did.
We'll get to some of them in future episodes. But we had one question that asked us all kinds of things.
It was handy, it compressed or combined a whole lot of questions that other people had asked into one.
You want to read it? Shall I read it?
Yeah, I can read it. I'll read it all in one big go, and then we can just answer the questions.
Or
bit by bit.
You can read it in one go, but maybe not do all the questions because.
I'll just read the whole email.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So, this was an email from Armin, and Armin asked, "Hey guys, I hope you're doing fine after your adventure. I have lots of questions. Did the cams record everything? Will you go back to the places that you visited in the dark? Will you meet up with some of the people that you encountered? And are all robots fine again?"
And then there's more about food and basically
much more. But
he asked all kinds of questions about all kinds of things that we. He also asked about the beers and beer and crisps.
Yeah, what flavor crisps? What type of beer?
Did you already start eating them again? No, but possibly.
No, I can answer at least. Well, okay, the beer was Bitburger, and the crisps were Ruffles. What was the flavour again? Chives, I guess. Chives and onion. No, wait, chives are onions. cheese and chives? Sour cream and chives.
Yeah, okay, from Ruffles, yeah.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, for the longest time that was my favourite combination, but right now, I don't want that.
No, that's for sure.
Okay, but that wasn't one of the questions earlier on, at least.
Yeah, it's like he also said, did the camps record everything?
That was it. Right, because we were speculating about that ourselves. So the answer is yes, and like we speculated, just audio. Because, I mean, okay, they recorded the video too, but it was so dark they couldn't see anything.
True. Yeah, but luckily they did record most of the stuff.
Yeah,
I think there were
the
some... Exactly, most of the audio. I think there were some...
Oh, sure, some that had been running low on battery anyway did run out, but there was enough coverage that I don't think there were any dead zones, or at least not significant ones.
Mm-hmm. And then he asked, will you go back to the place that you visited in Dirk?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I guess we could, because we can actually geographically trace back where we were.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And right, it would be nice to see that cabin.
True.
That we were at, like, not last week, but the week before, I think.
And I also think that maybe on purpose, maybe by accident, but we did leave quite some crisp bags around. We didn't think of carrying them along with us. We thought, hey, it's dark anyway, and we need
good to
our
go
strength.
tidy that up.
So there's a bunch of Ruffles bags and Loop bags, right? It was also making Loop crisps.
True. We had a tiny bit of variety.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, yeah. And then will we meet up with some of the people that we encountered?
And did you get any names at the end there? Like you ran off, to celebrate with the other folk at the other bonfire. I didn't get any name. There was that Dr. Monk. So I guess we could look him up. But the other ones, I didn't get any other names that I remember.
I definitely wonder if he was able to debunk or confirm some of his hypotheses.
Sure.
I did get some of the names at the people from the other fireplace, the people that we partied with at the end. I don't have them right now, but we did speak about making it like a yearly thing, like come back to that place, have a fire again, which at the time, because we were all in such a good mood, was great.
Seemed like a good idea.
Retroactively, I was pretty cold. Right now, I can't imagine going anywhere outside in the winter ever again.
Sure. And it was so cold because there had been no daylight for 2 weeks.
True, actually, yeah.
So maybe if we do it in the winter, but somewhere with sunshine, that'll help.
Yeah. Or we just dress up really warm,
That too.
And go there, but then during the day, something like that. But that would be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the robots, right?
Yeah, the last thing there. By asking if the robots are okay. Now that the sun is back, the electricity is back, and so on. Yes, they are. And extra pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, I guess depending on the person, but...
yeah, I'm talking in general.
They're not paranoid, but like...
They're taking extra precautions now. Like at the moment, if you need to buy a battery pack, you can't.
Yeah.
Like they're back-ordered for months.
Yeah, that's true. But it's also the thing because the robots are basically better than people in everything, except this weird biological power that we have.
Right.
They're always a little bit on the edge when there's a mercury blackout. But now, 2 weeks of darkness, all robots powering down, that really makes them feel vulnerable. So they're all fine physically. Yeah. But mentally, they have quite a few things to work through. And already know from the Android faction, they are trying to come up with regulations. And apparently, it was an Earth problem. So like Mars, for example, didn't have it.
Right, no.
Of course, a double eclipse wasn't actually happening on Mars.
No.
So definitely, the topic is back on the agenda. Should we all relocate? Like every couple of years, is coming up. It's being heavily debated again. Should we relocate somewhere far away?
Yeah.
And of course, there have been robots work on Mercury.
Yeah,
they had no problem because
Sure, no, there was nothing between them and the sun.
Exactly, there's nothing else anymore between them and the sun. So all the robots.
But the problem, because actually, one wrote about this, I was actually a bit surprised, but we didn't think to mention. Okay, Mercury's getting all the sunshine. Why can it not beam the electricity back to Earth? Yeah, the moon's in the way. So obviously they'd shut it off,
Yeah.
thinking it would be shut off for 3 minutes, but then didn't switch it back on again happily. Otherwise, they might have blasted the moon out of. I don't know what would have happened. Yeah, either way, that's why it was an issue.
Definitely, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay. And then Armin asks all kinds of other questions.
Maybe we'll come to those another day.
Yeah. Exactly. But thanks, Armin. Helped us to wrap things up a little bit better. Give you, the listener, some more insights.
Some insights, some closure on that whole thing.
Okay. So how did Armin contact us?
Armin wrote to us at michaellasagna5@gmail.com. And listeners, you can do that too. Write to michaellasagna5@gmail.com. Put the number 144 in the subject so that we know you are replying, or rather that this episode got back successfully. And ask any questions you like, and we'll maybe answer them in a coming episode.
Exactly. And please do so, because then we'll know that this episode reached you in the past. But for now, thanks for listening, and see you in 200 years.
Bye-bye.